It's been about 6 months since the release of Battlebit Remastered, and there's been a massive drop in players, which is to be expected when a game comes out with as much hype as Battlebit Remastered did. And of course, 80,000 concurrent players is usually not sustainable for indie games, from what I can tell. This isn't to say that it's dead now. As of writing, there's been a dip to about 5 to 10,000 active players and a rise back to about 40,000 players, with the free weekend and the release of Update 2.2.2, which is similar to other games in the genre, such as Squad or Hell Let Loose, which see a large influx of players for updates and free weekends. But the game feels a bit different now that the player base has receded from the massive general public into a more core player base. The problem with Battlebit Remastered is not with the game itself, but with the players. In public servers, your mileage may vary on community servers, there's almost no communication, which in my opinion detracts from the experience for everyone. The gameplay right now is still fun, don't get me wrong, but it's noticeably more enjoyable with good teamwork and good communication. Something about working together to achieve a common goal just gets the dopamine receptors firing, you know?
And I love it when a plan comes together.
Alright, backstory time. I personally bought and started playing Battlebit Remastered about a week or two after launch during the hype of the initial release, with tons of full servers and plenty of people chatting in local and squad voice chat, messing around, having a good time, but also communicating in general. Fast forward to about 6 months to now, and I noticed a new update had dropped, 2.2.2, which added a new map, a new game mode, and a bunch of other smaller changes. Since this update was released, I've put in about 10 to 20 hours on my own and with some friends, and I've noticed that while I still have fun with the gameplay itself, voice chat is pretty much entirely dead. It's very similar to games like Battlefield or Call of Duty or whatever action shooters, where everyone just kind of runs around and does their own thing. Now, let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with this, but it's not really the same as what we saw when Battlebit Remastered first released. Now, I swear I read about this effect or phenomenon somewhere, but I can't remember what it's called, so I'll just explain it. Basically, you'll notice with a lot of things, most people are uncomfortable with being the initiator of sorts, whether it's starting the wave at a baseball game, or for you non-American viewers, starting a chant at a football game, or perhaps being the first person to ask a question after a presentation at work or school or whatever. The same effect applies to gaming, where unless you're a super extroverted person, no one really wants to be the first one to talk in voice comms. Usually, though, many people are happy to join in whenever somebody else initiates, as there's no longer this innate pressure of having all the focus in the metaphorical room on you. Obviously, the solution to this problem is a bit more complicated than just talk first, lol, but not by much. It's super easy to get communication going if you do a few key things. One is give ideas or suggestions such as, let's take A, or spawn on my rally point and we'll push to B from this side of the map. Or, we should defend this point. The enemy just took C and they're probably going to push from that part of the map to here. These examples are all specific to Battlebit, of course, but you can easily adapt them to any other game as well. Number two is ask questions. Even something as simple and cheesy as at the start of the match saying, "Hey, how's it going, guys? Ready to win?" It can work, but you can also integrate this into the last point, such as, "Hey, I'm thinking we should take A here. What do you guys think?" Or, "We're gonna push B soon. Where should I drop my rally point down for you guys?" Or maybe, "The enemy just took C. Should we defend B here or try to retake C? What do you think?" Or etc., etc. You can also just ask something dumb or completely unrelated to the game, just to bait out an answer like, "What should I get for dinner after this, McDonald's or Taco Bell?" Basically, you're just trying to start a conversation, which gets people more invested into the communication aspect of the game. And of course, number three, the most important point here, is be persistent. Not everyone is going to respond to the same thing, and sometimes it takes a bit before people start to warm up. If you start talking to your squad and no one responds, that's fine, just keep on going. But what if they think I'm annoying, you might ask? Well, that's why Battlebit and pretty much every game with voice chat has a mute function. If someone doesn't want to hear you, they can just mute you and move on, no harm done. Now, some people can be a bit grouchy and forget that this is an option and will, hey, shut up, man, no one cares. Sorry. I was just trying to communicate with the team a little bit. You can mute me if you want, though. I don't care, it's fine. Something simple as that. And if they keep going, you can also just mute them and move on. Again, no harm done. At this point, some of you are probably saying, why should I do any of this? There's no incentive for me to be the first to communicate or to be a leader. And yes, that's true. There is no incentive really beyond making the game slightly more fun for everyone. However, I do have a couple ideas for what the developers of Battlebit can implement to encourage and incentivize more team play and more communication. To preface, there is already some reward for team play in the form of XP for following squad orders or for squad leaders having your squad orders followed. But in my opinion, these XP rewards go unnoticed by the vast majority of players. I don't think the devs should replace this system, but they could add some other incentives in addition to this system. For example, in Foxhole, a persistent online war MMO, which you should also check out, very fun game, they have a commendation system which correlates to their rank system. Players can commend each other for positive behavior, such as communication, reviving other players, bringing supplies to the front line, etc. And a player's rank increases as they get more commendations. Battlebit Remastered already has a rank system with the XP system and everything, so the exact implementation of commendations would have to be a little bit different. Maybe commendations would give you an XP boost or something, I don't know. Now, in Foxhole, there are a few actions in-game which require you to reach a certain rank. However, I don't really think something similar would be good for Battlebit Remastered, as there's not really anything in the game which players shouldn't be allowed to do until they reach a certain amount of good noodle points. Side note, another reason I think this communication problem exists is because Battlebit currently just kind of drops you into a random squad at the start of the game, unless you're in a party, in which case your whole party gets put in the same squad and the party leader also becomes the squad leader. If I had to guess, I'd say that the developers chose it to be this way because in games like Squad or Hell Let Loose, you'll see usually that at game start, not many people really want to be squad leaders, so they wait for someone else to start a squad, which leads to this game of chicken where everyone just sits on the deployment screen waiting for a squad to pop up, and then everyone quickly tries to join it before it fills up, usually within seconds. I don't know exactly how to counter this issue, maybe something like a little checkbox that says, I would prefer to be squad leader. And anyone who has that checkbox ticked, as well as party leaders, get chosen for a squad leader before people who have it unticked. This could also potentially work with the commendation system to prefer people with more commendations for squad leader. Now, I'll be honest, I did clickbait the title a little bit. Battlebit Remastered is still a super fun game, and I don't really think communication is hindering the gameplay experience too much, but I do think more teamwork and more communication can really enhance the experience and make people want to come back and play more often. Good team play leads to more kills, which leads to more wins, which for most people leads to more fun, which for Battlebit Remastered leads to more longevity of the game and a larger community that comes back and plays the game more often. In any case, I don't really know how to end the video, so here it is. This is the first time I've done a video essay like this, so if you have any thoughts on this whole communication thing, or any feedback on the video itself, put it down below in the comments. I'll be reading all of them. If you like the video, like it, obviously, subscribe to the channel, check out some of my other videos. I'm trying to do a wide variety of things right now. I just recently uploaded a couple Lethal Company videos, which is more your classic, gaming with friends, funny, hopefully, video. Or I also have a Chance of Sinar series going on right now, more of a chill, laid-back vibe, so you can check that out. Let me know in those videos perhaps what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and thanks again for watching the video. Have a nice day.